children, and welcome to STEAM Week. I hope you had a wonderful Eid holiday with your family and are now ready to do some exciting activities over the next couple of days. So you'll have seen that you've got some choice boards in order to choose from 9 different activities. You could do one, or you could do all 9. There are some technological activities, some maths activities, and my favourite, some science activities. So I hope you have a wonderful couple of days doing your STEAM activities, and I can't wait to see all of them on our Padlet.
Hi everyone! I am so excited about STEAM Week this week because you are going to learn and do so many exciting, fun activities. Now, my favourite thing about science is that we are always learning about science. We are always questioning everything, even from a young child right through our lives. We are always wanting to find out and discover new things. I love learning about humans and their biologies and animals as well, because I like to compare them to see how different and how similar we are in both our biology, physically, and our behaviour. Now, I also really love to learn about space because space is so unknown. We are always learning new things and discovering new ideas and concepts about space. It is so exciting. My favourite scientist is called Jane Goodall, and she researched chimpanzees over a number of years. She lived with them, so she socially interacted with them in their wild habitats, and she found out that their behaviour and social interaction were very, very similar to humans, and that is why I am so excited to see and learn all about her work and her discoveries. As we all know, science is always changing. We are always finding out new answers to our questions. So, by the end of this week, I am so excited for you to become explorers and researchers and discover your own possible answers to your own questions. And most of all, I hope that you have the most fun and you become curious and inquisitive learners, so you are always wanting to find out new things and possible answers to questions. Bye!
Hi children, and welcome to STEAM Week. I want to share with you what my favourite thing about science is. As you all know, I do love science, but what do I love the most? I love the fact that you can do experiments, and when you do the experiments, you're trying to answer a question, a big question, and you're trying to answer the question with facts from your experiments. So whether it's a colour change, whether you're measuring data and using different instruments, you're gathering lots and lots of data and lots of numbers that you can then analyse and find patterns in order to answer a question. And I love the fact that in science you can answer questions with facts that you find out yourself through your experiment. Now, when I was your age, I was inspired to go further in life in science by my favourite scientist, and that's Marie Curie. Marie Curie was a Polish scientist who moved to France, and she did lots of her research at the turn of the 20th century. The reason she's my favourite is because she was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize for Science, and she had pioneering research that led the way in radioactivity. And my last reason, my third reason, is that she named her first element of the periodic table that she discovered, and she named it polonium after the country that she was from, Poland. Now, what do I want you to achieve at the end of STEAM Week? Well, I want you to have lots and lots of fun. Out of all the different activities that you can do, you have some science activities, some maths activities, and some technology construction activities. I want you to have lots and lots of fun, because we know that science and technology and engineering and maths, it's not just sitting and writing, it's actually doing things, and you have lots of fun when you're doing them. So grab your family and try and do a few of the things together, and please post it on our Steam Padlet, because I can't wait to see all the wonderful work you do. Have a great couple of days. See you next time.
Hello Aspen Heights, happy STEAM Week. I am so happy and excited that you all have the chance to become fully immersed in scientific activities this week. I love science for so many reasons. The main one though is I love learning about how things work. I love learning how people work, and I love learning about how the world around us works. Someone who was very important to discovering parts of that was a very famous German-born physicist called Albert Einstein. You probably heard of him. He was a very famous, very intelligent man in the 20th century. He was around and working on physics about 100 years ago. He won the Nobel Prize in 1921, and he wrote over 300 scientific papers that were really important to the people in the world. But did you know when he was a child, he didn't always do very well in school. His teachers didn't always understand what he was trying to do. He loved science and maths when he was growing up, and he taught himself some difficult parts of maths, such as geometry and algebra. So you never know. If science and maths are your favourite subjects, maybe you could be the next Albert Einstein. By the end of this week, I hope that all of you have gotten a chance to try something new in science and become excited by something in science as well, so that you might continue to love it and maybe become a scientist.
Hello boys and girls, this is Miss Marnin from Year 3 Flamingo class, and I'm here to tell you about STEAM Week. And the first thing I want to tell you about is my favourite scientist. She's not very famous, but her name is Jocelyn Bell Burnell, and she's from Ireland, where I am from, and she discovered a long time ago, like 50 years ago, a new star in the sky. So she spent some time building a telescope that could see far off into the sky at night, and she spent 6 months studying all the stars, and she discovered a new type of star called a pulsar star, and it was a very exciting discovery. And she still works in science today, and a special word we use to describe a scientist who studies the stars is called an astrophysicist, and that's her job. It's an amazing job to have. I love science too. The reason why I do is there are lots of fun and exciting experiments that you can design if you have a question. You could be wondering something like, I wonder, will my toy car go faster on the rug or on the table? And you design an experiment that can find the answer. I found a book in my library in my house, and it's called 501 Science Experiments. I've done a few. I've put little post-its here of my favorite experiments that I like to do in this book. So science is so much fun. I love having questions and then developing a science experiment to try out my question and find an answer. My hope, boys and girls, during STEAM Week is that you have fun designing and developing science experiments, having questions that you can solve, and being creative. Science is really, really fun, creative, and experimental. So I hope you all have a wonderful STEAM Week, being creative, inventive, and having fun. Bye-bye.